Hi, I'm Mrs. Henry at the library at our school, and Mrs. Carnes has asked me to help you with your research on your assignment on the United States in World War II. Our wonderful library has a lot of resources available to you, but sometimes weeding through all of our resources can seem complicated. I'm going to show you some ways to search our databases to help you find the best resources for your project. So, your first question may be, what exactly is a database? Well, in the library, a database is a place where we organize all of the resources we have available in our library. So with the database, you can search through our books, both in the library and online, as well as many online journals and articles. Plus, you can also see videos, DVDs, anything that we have in our library will be listed in the databases. So, if you do a good job of searching our database, you will be able to get the best information for your project. For this project, we're going to search two different databases that we have available because some of the things that we have are actual physical books in our library, as well as our online resources, which are many different things. So I'm going to start out by demonstrating the Destiny database, and it's already up here on our screen. So I want to make a note that we're only looking for nonfiction resources for this project. We are looking for factual things about the United States in World War II, so we only want to be looking at nonfiction materials. Also, we are going to make sure that we are searching for the right thing. So, one thing you need to notice right here, you see these all say keyword. Now, we're going to make sure with what we're doing is we're always going to be doing a subject search because we're looking for particular subjects. So when we go on here, we're going to look at our drop-down menu here, and you see keyword. This would just bring up anything that had the word that we're searching for. We don't want that. This one would just be looking for things that have the word that we're searching for in the title, and that's it. This author search would just be looking for things with a particular author's name. But we're going to do subject, and that means whatever we type in here, we're going to find any book, article, movie that has to do with the subject that we're looking for. So this gets really specific here. So one thing you'll notice on here are after you see the subject line, and I'm just going to switch all mine to subject so I make sure that I'm always just looking for subject, but we see these words here, and, or not. And those are called Boolean operators, and that is a fancy word for these words right here. And they do different things. They help you look for things differently. And so it's important that you think about what they're saying and if they're helping you look for things the way you want to. So we're going to take a break from United States in World War II, and we're going to talk about these Boolean operators with an example of searching for a car. Now, you may seen your parents go online and use a website for a car dealership that they can list all the cars that they have available. I know that I've used those before. And when you're searching for those, these Boolean operators would be super important for you. So let's say that you want a Toyota truck. So you're going to go on the site, and you would go right here, and you want the brand to be Toyota, so you put Toyota, and you want it to be a truck. That's making it more specific. If you just had Toyota, there would be tons of cars available, right? But you want a Toyota and you want a truck. So you want it to be a Toyota and you want it to be a truck. So that's going to narrow the field a little bit for fewer things. Now, let's say you even want to be more specific and you want it to be Toyota and you want it to be a truck and you want it to be red. Now, your field has just narrowed even further. So that word and just takes what you have in the big amount of things and it just narrows it. Okay, so using and decreases the number of items you're going to get, because if you just have Toyota, you may have 200 cars. If you say you want a truck, it may be down to 100, and if you want a red, it may be down to 25, and it gets really specific of what you're looking for. All right, so then we have the Boolean operator or, okay? So say you want A, you're not really too picky. You want a Toyota truck or a Ford truck. So you want a truck, but it could be Toyota. Well, actually, you could put right here. You want a truck, a Toyota truck, or a Ford truck. So that's going to give you a bigger option, right? It's still specific, but if you just say Toyota, that's going to be smaller. But if you want Toyota or Ford, you're going to get all the Toyota trucks and you're going to get all the Ford trucks. You're going to get both of them. Can you have a Toyota truck and a Ford truck together? No, but it's going to be a Toyota truck or a Ford truck. Then not. We're going to see what not's going to do. If you want we'll just use Toyota truck again, and we'll use Ford truck again. Toyota truck, not a Ford truck. So that's going to narrow the field. That's going to narrow it. It's going to make it more specific. You want a Toyota, not a Ford. Okay, so that's what these operators do. And whenever you're searching, you're going to think about these things. So one thing that's really important to know is that punctuation doesn't count. You don't have to worry about punctuation or any of that stuff. So that's kind of nice. So we're going to start our research. We're going to be looking for United States in World War II. That's what we're looking for. So the first thing, though, you might want to do is you might want to start off with a very big field, right? Because you don't know exactly what you want, and you can get more specific later. So let's put in United States, and what else are we looking for? We want United States, and we want it to be in World War II. Okay, so we want the United States, and we want it to be World War II. Okay, we're going to just do it those two things, and we're going to push search, see what we get. Okay, we get all of these. We get 91. Different things up here. So if we go down here, let's refine our search actually. United States and World War II. Oh, actually, I see what that little problem was. Let me go back. And we don't want to use, we're going to use this exact phrase because any of these words is going to get us stuff for United or and world or states and war. It could just do any of those. But we want it to be exactly what it says to get us a little more specific. Okay, so we don't want, so let's use these exact phrase and this exact phrase. Now this should get us a little bit better idea. No matches found. Well, that's unfortunate. Okay, the problem I had, and this is one that might come up with you. Let's go back and start again. Subject search, United States, and we're going to use this exact phrase, remember this part, and World War II. The problem was I just put two I's and I didn't use Roman numerals. So let's try this and see what happens. Well, let me look again, because this could happen to you, so we can work through this together. I just looked this up. United States, this exact phrase, and World War II. There we go. So I had made the mistake before of not using the number 2, which is a good lesson for you to know when you're looking for things. So it comes across all of these different options of books that we have. So you could look at these and see if these are things that we want. We can look here and we can see websites that are available. There's a lot. lot. And there's also digital resources. There's actually not any of these here. So this gives you a lot of different options and kind of a way to figure out what you want to be more specific on and what else you would like to use for your paper. So that is a great way to use Destiny that way. Now another database that we can use is called EBSCOhost, and it looks like this. Look at EBSCOhost, we see similar things. We see you select your field option. Okay, we're going to look for, what do we talk about? We're going to look for subject. We want to look for that subject. And you see our Boolean operators here. We see and, or not. And we see select a field option. We're going to once again do subject here if we decide to do that. So another thing that I want you to think about when you're doing these, we're going to use we're not going to use natural language. So we're not going to put in here what was the United States role in World War II. We're not going to do that. Okay, we were just going to put very simple language. We're going to put United States, and then we're going to put world, or what did I learn last time? Don't put the 2 I's, put the number 2, just like that. Okay, and you'll notice here it does not have the use exact words and things like the other one did. We'll push search, see what we come up with, and we come up with all of these different things that we could use. Same thing. It's very nice, very simple, and it shows us a lot of different ways, different resources that we have available to you. So natural language is really important. So now there's also a few things that are called wildcard things that are really important for you to know when you're searching. One thing is if you don't know the complete word or how to spell a word, say you had a really complicated word, all you have to do is use an asterisk at the end of the word. So say the word was supercalifragilisticexpialidocious and you had no clue how to spell that, which who does? So you just put, one thing is you can't put the asterisk for the first or the second letter, but you know it's going to be S-U-P-E-R. You don't know the rest, but you could just put an asterisk. And it's going to give you could put that in and you could put in the search terms. That might be able to help you to figure out what the word might be. You probably need to know a little bit more than super out of supercalifragilisticexpialidocious and like me, but that word's just in my head because my kids are very into Mary Poppins right now. You can also use a question mark to replace a single letter of a search as well. Same thing, not the first 2 letters as well. So those are important things. So when you're searching, you need to always remember, you always search using the subject search. Okay? If you don't know the complete word or how to spell a word, you use an asterisk at the end of what you don't know. It can be the first or second. It can be the first or second letter or have any letters after it. Also, remember, you can create a search term for up to 3 separate words or phrases with and or not between them. So, also, our Boolean phrases operators are super important, and narrows your search, gives you fewer results, and it gives you both of the parts, or expands your search and gives you more results, and not narrows your search again and also gives you fewer results. So I've made a little handout for you for some helpful hints if you can't remember the Boolean phrases, how they work, and also some other things we talked about. And you're going to go and you're going to start researching your project, and I'm going to be walking around to see who needs help figuring out, if you need help figuring out anything. So just remember, those words are important, and you will do a great job with your research. Good luck.